When I was in fourth grade, I got fascinated with putting aside a lot of money. I didn't really have any goals in mind, but I just got fascinated with accumulating a lot of loose change. What had happened was I discovered when I would go to the school lunch that a lot of kids wouldn't finish their meal, and I could just eat the leftover food that all the other kids had left and save up my lunch money. This was long before there was any concept that you might catch an infectious disease from one of your classmates, right? I wouldn't recommend doing that for at least a few years now, but at the time, it seemed like a safe thing to do. It seemed like it was good for the environment as well, right? We were all taught not to waste food. So I would do that, and I would put aside my lunch money. I think at the time it was about $1.50 every day for lunch. Now, a few weeks after I had started doing that, we had this fundraiser where we would sell things at the school to raise funds for some kind of project or a trip or whatever it was. I can't remember the details. Now, I had all this money and I went on a big shopping spree. And the following day, my classmate had said that he had missed the school sale. He was absent or he was ill. I can't remember the details. And I offered to sell him some of the stuff that I had bought. And I remember this yo-yo that I had bought for $1. I sold it to him for $2. And I was thinking to myself, gee, I just doubled my money. At the time, this was around the time of the dot-com bubble, my dad was constantly bragging about how he had made 10%, 20%, but I just doubled my money. And I wanted to calculate how many times I'd have to double my money, starting with $1 before I became a millionaire. And I got out some paper and I added the numbers together. 1 plus 1 making 2, right? And then 2 plus 2 making 4. I couldn't believe my eyes. I got to $1 million before I even used up one single sheet of paper. I had gotten a big ream of paper to get ready for this exercise, and I had finished the problem on one sheet of paper. And I asked my fourth grade teacher, my math teacher, if this was right. Like, you could double your money from $1 all the way to $1 million within a few weeks, doing it once a day. And she looked at it, she was like, it looks right to me. I mean, she might have corrected a few minor mistakes, but after we fixed that, it really was $1 million. But then she asked me, what are you going to buy when you get up to $250,000 or $500,000 in order to resell? And I was like, good point. And so that was the end of that dream. In fact, I couldn't find, I might have doubled that $2 again to $4, but after 4 I gave up. Now fast forward 15 years later, I was working on my PhD, and I discovered that I could buy, when I would go home to my family in Pittsburgh, I could go to some of the coin shows over there, buy some coins and take them back to Rochester to resell. Rochester is a little bit more expensive than Pittsburgh, and people pay a little bit more. It wasn't a huge deal. But one of my favorite things to do was to buy estate sale lots and then pick through them myself to find those rare years and then resell the rest of the coins, right? So not only was I making a profit on the coins I was reselling, but I was getting a lot of these key years for almost nothing, right? Now, I had done this one time. I had taken $1,000, which was close to my entire life savings at the time, back home to Pittsburgh, bought some coins, and I returned to Rochester, and over the next 2 or 3 weeks, I got $2,000 out, plus the rare years that I picked out of them first. And I was thinking to myself, wow, I just doubled my money. I'm going to take $2,000 and go home again and do that again. And I did it again, and a few weeks later, I had $4,000. And I did the math. I was going home like once a month at the time. And I did the math. I was only a few doubles away from $1 million. The problem was that when I got home, I couldn't find $4,000 worth of bargain coins that I could buy. And see, I need to find a way to double my money where the amount of work doesn't go up by double, right? See, the problem was that it took double the effort to double 4,000 compared to doubling 2,000, right? If it only took like 50% more work, right, then that might be a feasible game to play, right? So I'm still working on the technique, but so I learned the power of doubling your money back when I was in 4th grade. Yesterday I showed a possibility for doubling gold and platinum Why the fuck would you buy gold when you can buy platinum for half the price rate? But it's not like I'll like platinum forever. I just like platinum right now because it's going for half of gold, right? When gold's going for half of platinum, I'll change that song again, right?